So just now we shared how can you create the gradient here, the blur using Gaussian blur, and then how do you duplicate using alternate, and then after alternate when you press Ctrl D you will duplicate. Okay, so once you have that out, right? Okay, oops. Let me just group. Okay, hold on. Let me just group this up together so you can see. I will just bring it into the design itself. Make sure when you bring into the design itself. Okay, let me just double check. When you bring to the design itself, make sure it's not at the top of the layer, right? It needs to, let me just unlock everything again. Let me just hide all this. It needs to sit on the body itself. So when you sit on the body itself, you can see this slight dimple to the body. Then after that, you bring in the grooves. Okay, it's the same process here. So let's say for example, let me just copy all this out together so that you can see. Let's say, let me just delete. So what can you do for this dimple is that you can press alternate first to get the center, and then press Ctrl D. So once you have a row, you can start to duplicate the column by pressing alternate. Don't forget to press the shift, let go, and then duplicate it out as much as you want from the design stuff. Okay, so once that done, again let me just lock all this up. Let me just hide the grooves. Okay, let me bring in the dimples so that you can see. Okay, I'm just going to estimate. So when you bring in the dimples, right, you can straight away see that again with the shadow and the highlights, it will look as if there is a depression here. So once that all done and then you put it to place, you can see here, right? I have like a few layers working inside, and then I will just show up my grooves. Okay, so that's how I create my top, front, left, and front. So the last video, which is the right hand side. Okay, let me just zoom out for a while. Okay, right hand side. This plus button here, you can always grab from here. It's the same thing, so that you don't have to re-render. This body here, you can always copy from here. So that saves some time, right? Even to the body here, right? Even to the body that you have here. Let me just undo. Let me just show you a quick method. Let's say for example I have this here. What I can do when I duplicate, right, I can just press A, select the bottom here, and then drag it down. So once I drag it down, right, you can see that it's still consistent, right? I will show you another trick so that, let's say for example, once you have this out already, right, and then you press, sorry, let me just put it about here. Let me lock everything here so that you can see. I will do a direct selection again at the edge, and then just drag it. Oops. And then just drag it where you want so that you have all the shape and you can adjust. But make sure that when you do this technique, right, even though it's fast, sometimes sometimes the shadow here and the shadow here still needs some tweaking. But you can get the shape fast. Let me just delete this, undo, delete, Let me just delete this also. Okay, let me get back to the very last shape. So again, you don't have to create this. You can duplicate from the plus sign. You can duplicate the body here from the left side, left hand side, even to the arrows, because when you duplicate it's the same. But just take note that when you duplicate and all, the the lines, right, instead of having it here, it will shift here instead. The dimple, because it's two column, you can just delete one off. So practically whatever is here, right, you can have it really fast done. Okay, let me show you how to create the last few buttons. Okay, the last few buttons here, there's a lot of offset going on. Okay, let me just show you. Okay, let me just ungroup first. Okay, I don't need this. Okay, my Gaussian blur, the one that I use is 1.5. Let me just, so that you can see. So let's say for example, if we were to drag out the piece, there is this shadow. Let me just select the oops. Let me select the top portion here. It's still connected. Okay, let me pull it out. Okay, for this one, right, the first shape here. Okay, the first shape here is just a 180 in red, followed by a let me just show you the gradient. There is a slight gradient about 240 by 240 by 220, and then the gradient is, remember again, the highlight and the shadow. Then I just offset again to get the shape here. To show you how it's done, right, let me just do it fast here. I can just copy, paste behind, Control C, Control B, drag it out a bit. So this portion here, I need a color, right? So I can just drag out the numbers that I want. I can just straight away come here and then start adjusting. And then Control C, Control B again. You can adjust through eyeball. Then from here, we can start to adjust the color tone. Let me just find something lighter. To the back here, let me just adjust slightly whiter. Okay, the back here, I need to adjust slightly lesser. You can use a a grayscale, so that it's easier. Okay, so once I have this done now already, I can start to create the body. Creating the body, let me just undo so that you can see. Okay, so this one, let me just shift it here. The body itself, let me just hide. The body itself is actually this shape. From this shape, right, we just quickly do a path. Okay, those of you who do not know how much to offset, I recommend you to draw a square nearest to the edge, and then you can see the height, which is currently about 0.168. So let's say for example here itself, object path, offset path 0.16. From there, press OK, and then you drop the gradient just down. So for here, the first one is supposed to show left to right, which is correct, because why? I need to show the scoop. Okay, the next one, so once we have this, I need to offset again. Not so sure, use a square. Double check what's the height, about 0.43. So I can just select the last shape here, go to object, path, offset path, 0.46 just now, right? So press OK. So this shape, right, you need to tweak the gradient, okay? Because why? The highlight is coming here already. Remember, when you have a so-called a scoop, whatever, let's say for example the light is here. So right now my shadow will be here because this catches the light. But let's say for example, it's the convex and the concave concept. So let's say for example, if it's not a depression, right, the light will catch us here first. Okay, so after that I need to go object, path, offset path, 0.16 again. From there, I just drop the one inside. You can just do a quick rotate. Okay, you can do a quick rotate. Let's say for example something about that, or if it doesn't work, I can always go to my HSB and then make it slightly lighter. Okay, oops, let me just change it. Okay, hold on, yeah, let me just clean this up first. Okay, so for this so-called parting line, so for the parting line, what I can do is I select my shape and then go to the outline, select black. Take note, right now the outline is coming inside, so I need to go to my strokes and then align stroke to outside. From there I can tweak it to what I want, which is maybe about 0.5 would be good enough. Okay, the same thing again here. Oops, maybe copy C, control F. Sorry. Okay, what I can do next, right? Sorry. You can copy paste again and then have it. Just take note when you start to do this last few portion. Take note that the shadow will catch the side. So the last portion here, you bring in your buttons, and then you have it your on off. Okay, let me just delete this. Let me just bring this guy back inside. Send it to the back. Go to effects, blur, Gaussian blur. Just now was about 2. From here, let me show you how it will look like. Let me hide all this. Okay, bring to the front and then just drop it in. Okay, the same concept will work for here. So let's say for example whatever offset here, which I used just now about 0.16, 4.33, and then another about 0.3 with a line outside stroke. Then for the last shape here, let me remove my Gaussian blur. Okay, my Gaussian blur is about 0.16, and then I will just fill it in everything. Okay, for the last shape, it's quite similar to the rest basically. So you just need to start offsetting.